Welcome to The Explainer. So picture this. You're on the edge of your couch watching a live mixed martial arts event. You already know exactly how exhilarating and unpredictable this sport can be, right? I mean, literally every single second is packed with action. But today, we're going to look at how that viewing experience is changing forever. The UFC is introducing these brand new AI-driven in-fight insights. And hey, don't worry, you absolutely do not need a degree in computer science to understand this. We're not going to get bogged down in a bunch of complex tech jargon. Instead, we're just going to explore exactly how this incredible new tool is designed purely to add massive value for us, the fans, making the live fights way more thrilling and, honestly, easier to follow than ever before.
Okay, let's dive right into this with a massive number, 13.2 million. Now, when two fighters step into the octagon, you might just see punches, kicks, and takedowns. But behind the scenes, every single movement, every tiny shift in momentum, it all generates data. The UFC, working together with IBM, has tapped into an absolute ocean of information. They've collected more than 13.2 million individual data points. I know, it's staggering, right? But this massive number is the very foundation of how they're completely upgrading our live viewing experience. So it's not just a collection of random stats, it's a meticulously built universe of fight intelligence.
And we aren't just talking about data from last season either. We are talking about 20 years. 2 decades of relentless, brutal, and totally historic fight history. Think about every legendary bout you can remember, every shocking knockout that made you jump out of your seat, every grueling submission over the last 20 years. All of it is constantly being analyzed by this new system. That means the database isn't just huge, it's incredibly deep, literally capturing the evolution of the sport itself.
To put a human face to that giant ocean of data, 2,400. This massive system is actively tracking more than 2,400 current and former UFC athletes. Just think about the sheer volume of that for a second. Thousands of individuals, each with their own completely unique fighting styles, their own habits, tendencies, and career trajectories, and they're all meticulously mapped out and cataloged. Trying to keep all of those individual fighters' histories straight establishes what is honestly the ultimate data challenge in all of live sports. Which brings us to the ultimate data challenge itself. Look, even if you're a total beginner to MMA, all you really need to know is that a fight is absolute lightning-fast chaos. Fortunes change in literally a fraction of a second. A single strike can end the whole thing. And because of that incredible, unrelenting speed, it is completely impossible for any human being, even the most knowledgeable, obsessive fan or a veteran broadcast commentator, to manually track all those thousands of fighters and millions of data points instantly, right while a fight is actively happening in front of them. So, what's the solution to all this chaos? In-fight insights. What exactly is that? Simply put, it's a live alert platform that monitors and reports notable milestones, streaks, and records in real time. Imagine having an incredibly fast, hyper-smart stats guru sitting right next to the broadcast commentators, just whispering the most fascinating, historically accurate facts into their ears exactly when they matter most. It basically takes the impossible task of tracking all that history and just makes it effortless. Let's break down exactly how this seamless flow works for you sitting at home. Step 1, the action happens. Say a fighter lands a massive combination. Step 2, the AI analyzes it instantly. It immediately cross-references that specific combination against 20 years of history in actual milliseconds. Step 3, the broadcasters share the stats. The commentators instantly get this intelligence and deliver it right to you. So real-time fight moments seamlessly turn into instant broadcast intelligence, right before your eyes, moving at the exact speed of the fight. Now, you might be wondering, what's actually in all of this for me? Let's compare the old way versus the new way. With the old way, you were kind of stuck waiting until after the fight was over, maybe even reading an article the next day, just to get the true historical context of what you just witnessed. You totally missed out on the gravity of the moment as it happened. But the new way? Real-time alerts for records as punches are actively being thrown. It's a complete upgrade to the fan experience. You go from passively waiting for post-fight analysis to actually enjoying highly interactive, in-the-moment thrills. So what kind of information are we actually talking about here? Well, the system detects key fight moments. It's constantly looking for things like record-setting strike totals, active performance streaks, and significant historical milestones. For example, imagine finding out a fighter just landed their 100th significant strike of the round, breaking a division record exactly as the punch connects. No way, right? These are the instant did-you-know moments that trigger during the broadcast. Whether you're a hardcore fan who follows every single stat, or a casual fan just tuning in for a fun Saturday night, these live insights totally elevate your viewing party and just make the action so much richer. Now, what's really interesting here, and to understand why this is so revolutionary, we have to look at a fundamental rule of technology that this new system is completely breaking. Listen to this insight from Alan Cohen, the Executive Vice President of Innovation for TKO. He says, anyone who uses AI tools knows they're normally able to go deep or fast, but not both. This is a classic tech paradox. Usually, if you want really deep, thoughtful analysis, it takes a lot of time. If you want it fast, well, it's going to be pretty superficial.
But here's the kicker. The UFC Insights engine, which is built with IBM Watson X, their enterprise AI platform, is optimized for deep and fast. This is the real breakthrough right here. It has the depth to instantly search through 20 years of complex history and the incredible speed to deliver those insights in seconds while the fighters are still circling each other in the cage. Alan Cohen calls this a true game changer, and honestly, it's easy to see why. It's delivering on both fronts simultaneously without even breaking a sweat.
In that speed and depth give us instant broadcaster context. Pre-fight insights are great. They help set the stage and build anticipation before the bell rings, but this new live tool gives the commentary and production teams immediate, in-the-moment intelligence to share. Imagine the commentators getting this vital info fed directly into their ears precisely as the crowd is roaring. It completely bridges the gap between what is happening right this very second and the entire history of the sport, totally transforming how the broadcast team calls the fight for all of us at home.
And you know the absolute best part? How incredibly accessible this will all be. Where are you actually going to see it? Basically everywhere you engage with the sport. You'll see it popping up on live broadcasts, during pre-event shows, right on your social media feeds, and yes, even in the arena if you happen to be lucky enough to be sitting cage side. Fans are going to directly benefit from these personalized, data-driven insights no matter how they choose to tune in. The technology literally comes right to you, enhancing the experience wherever you are.
Because at the end of the day, all of this data serves a very human purpose. Jonathan Adashek, Senior VP at IBM, captures this perfectly. He says, this is about capturing the enormous storytelling potential and human element of the action going on inside the cage. See, data isn't just a bunch of cold, hard numbers. It actually highlights the human drama, the extreme physical endurance, and the incredible achievements of the fighters who are putting it all on the line. It tells the story of human willpower.
Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to ponder. As this AI instantly masters the millions of data points of the octagon, how will it continue to change the way we experience the human drama inside the cage? Just imagine the thrill of knowing a fighter just broke a legendary 10-year record exactly as their hand is raised in victory. It brings us closer to the sport than ever before. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. The next time you settle onto the couch for a fight, get ready for a whole new level of live entertainment.